Wow. When I first saw the drawings of the Snake Men's Lair, I thought that is awesome. I was more interested in buying that if they made it than I was Snake Mountain. And then we saw the prototype today. It is a disaster. It's an absolute mess. I just don't understand how this happens. Now the picture, it's interesting. It's basically just your basic castle. It basically is two sides, opens and folds, so you can stand it like two walls of a building, or you can close it up and have it like sort of like a complete object, like a dollhouse. They had a staircase going up to a door. They had a little sort of cave underneath that you could pass through, which then on the other side they had the snake face and another door and a window above it and a window on the side. And the way it would close and fit, the sides would fit together like Castle Grayskull. The problem with that was one of the edges didn't, and it never really worked. It looked good open, but closed it didn't quite work. When they did the Origins version, they fixed that. But this, it just makes no sense. It's got like 5 hinges or something, so when you look at it, it doesn't close. It doesn't close like the 2002 Castle Grayskull, where you had the front section and the 2 side sections, and it'd be like 3 walls, but 2 shorter walls, and they would close in the center, and it would still sort of have a solid object feel, but you couldn't really put anything in it. It doesn't do that because there's one side, there's a narrow little section which looks like it's totally different. It doesn't even look like the same like stone sort of look as the rest of it. And then there's another wide section, and then there's another section on the side which is longer, so you can't close it in, you can't have it open with it being even. If you try and twist that one at that hinge, it's just a mess. And the inside, the paint, the color of the throne and everything that Lady Sliver sits on, it looks awful, and there's things that just don't make any sense. They've got this random Iron Maiden, and I'm like, why would Eternians have Iron Maidens, and what has that got to do with Snake Man? If you're going to spend money on a accessory to put in it, do something that is original to the actual Snake Man and the idea of all that. I'm just so disappointed and shocked. I saw that, I'm like, how? How did you have a great design? Everyone clicked on, they wanted it, that's what they wanted, and then you do something else, and something that isn't as good, and it's got this, I don't know, play sets are either just random objects you put together, or they're like a dollhouse that has like a real solid feeling, because like I said, Castle Grayskull didn't quite work. It's a classic, but there's a couple of bits that were off. When they created the Crystal Castle, they fixed all that, and when you closed it, it was like its own object, and it's just amazing. It's better than Castle Grayskull in that way. But then they made the Origins one, which fixed that problem, and then that was pretty much the best thing. But now, I just can't believe this. I'm so disappointed. I wanted this. I thought that would be so amazing to have, the Snake's Lair, or whatever they were calling it, along with my, Castle Grayskulls and my Snake Mountain and everything. And now it's just not worth it. It's kind of like when that other company, Super 7 or whatever, did the Cat's Lair. Not only was it a bit too big, but the way that they made the side panels like the sides of the mountains, and then you fold them back, and it didn't quite work as its own sort of object. It still sort of had that sectional sort of parts, just sort of play set, but not really like, a castle or something like that. So I just really shocked. So, I mean, I'm glad to hear some of the things they've announced, but I just don't understand how this happens. They put up a picture, it looked great, we loved it, we voted for it, we wanted it, and now they just do this thing which, who actually says, oh, let's just throw that down, get rid of that, and we'll just put energy and time into making changes and designing things that weren't there before that people don't want, and then present that to them like, yes, this is what you wanted, wasn't it? This totally different thing that is, I've been talking for 4 minutes, but I'm just sure, I just can't process this. Whoever did that needs to be fired. They should not be allowed to touch anything else in the line, because they're just going to make it worse or hideous or ruin it. So I don't know if they hired someone new, they brought someone in to do it, or if the people there were just having can't even say it's a bad day. I don't know how long it would take to design that, like a bad week or something. I don't know. I got to go. I'm just going to keep going on about this. It's so hard when you get something dangled in front of you and you go, ooh. Like when I heard that they actually had the prototype, I was on the other side of the apartment from my computer. I literally ran over going like, ooh, like, oh, we're going to see the snake. And I'm like, 5 minutes. I got to stop. I'm going to go. Bye.